good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night, and that means you are tuned in to the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar Treat 'em Swell, and of course, I always treat 'em well. Joined up with me in the top left here, we've got Mr. Diamond, Dirty D for life, and his trusty sidekick slash companion slash co-host, because I don't want to say, I know I messed up saying sidekick. Let me finish the intro, Dirty D. We have the Kickstep King, Coach Abe. Hey, show the Kickstep. Fellas, know what it is and what it ain't.
Good evening, people.
Yes.
We have an interesting turn of events tonight. I'll let the coach be the coach tonight with some of the things we experienced this weekend. Go Dogs. That's what I would like to say. We have a date with Destiny again, and I'm just happy everybody's here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Glad to be here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Good weekend of football. Mambo was out this week, but this man wanted a game talk.
It's never failed.
Hey man, when college can't care, do like me in NFL. Just sit this one out. Sit it out.
Hey, we put up 50 this weekend. I'm happy. It was like 46. Vandy. It wasn't nobody. But, small victories. Small victories, okay?
For sure.
I understand.
Hey, man. So y'all getting ready for nationals, bro. Break that down before we get into the nitty-gritty here. Was it like 21 days away or something?
Yes, sir. So right about now you got teams that are in leagues. They playing their league playoff games and probably championship games this weekend. State playoffs and championship will be next weekend. I believe that they have it scheduled some during the week and some on the weekend. I can't really tell you for sure. But state playoffs is what we'll be playing in since we are not in a regular league. We travel. So we'll be in the state playoffs though next week, B2C. Looking for the 5P, 4P in state.
There you go. Well. We touched on this last week. No, D, you look like you was about to say something. We touched on this last week a little bit. There you go. Khaki Pants, man, got him a 3-game suspension. And for those who don't watch the show or don't ever hear us talk about college, Khaki Pants is your man, Jim Harbaugh, out there in Michigan, who will not be allowed to coach on the sidelines for the last 3 games, now 2 games. I think that's not enough of a punishment, but they're going to have to keep investigating this, and I think we're going to see more come up out of it. But, D, man, let me know what you're thinking about this. What do you think about him only being – so he'll get to come back during the playoffs, from my understanding.
If they make the playoffs. My problem with the situation is that he was already suspended. Well, since Harbaugh has been in Michigan, it has been questioned around some of his actions up there. It's been like that for years. It ain't just this. Every other year has been something going on up there. Now, you've been suspended at the beginning of this year. Started before the season started. Now in the middle of the season, we have this going on. This has got to be the most. This is one of the black guys of the program. You gonna suspend him, not acting like this ain't the culture that he's putting in place. You physically have used university monies to send a guy out to dress up like other staff, other things, and they ain't just came out wherever else he's been. Flying across country against the Chippewas. You get caught against the Chippewas, not against Georgia, not against Ohio State. The Chippewas. When you get caught, you bring up Ohio State. Like, what they got to do with it? You got caught first. Now, in football, Abe knows, Kim and our listeners, that, of course, sign stealing has been going on for years. You try to get an edge on film, you watching the player's mechanics, the quarterback cadence, a defensive stance, whatever it is. But when you literally are dressing up in a Halloween suit over on somebody else's sideline, that takes the cake. That takes the cake. Hey, if I'm gonna go dress up on ABA sideline for y'all and steal signs and send them back to Coach Howard and see if he'll recognize what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? That's some dirty, that's some low-down style of mess.
Now, Detroiter right here, that's my boy Ron. I know he's a huge Lions fan, but I don't know if he's everything Michigan. So, Ron, let me know what you think about this, man. Let me know what you think if you're in there. Abe, go ahead.
It's a little confusing because he was out beginning of the year. He out now. I don't know if what's this guy's name? I forget his name. The guy who's been dressing up as other team staff. But I don't know if he came forth like on some bitter baby mama type jump or whatever. But it's showing pictures of him in the Chippewas gear and him right behind Harbaugh. Like they show videos of like them looking at the signs and then adjusting to telling Michigan to adjust to whatever they're doing. So what my thing is, I think I ain't gonna say everybody doing it, but I feel like for one, Michigan, when you get caught, handle your business better than this in-house. Like the whole regular season probably would have been just better because from what I believe, I don't believe this is just like this is not news that just hit the fan. It's hit the fan a few weeks before we all, found out. So I don't know what's the deal is with this guy and Harbaugh, but they must have fell out real bad for him to go forth with this information, and he was the one doing it. I see he resigned this past Friday formally. So I mean, but Michigan. Well, if I'm right, did the Big Ten suspend him, or did
yes?
Yeah, the Big Ten suspended.
So what the Big Ten is trying to do is save face for the conference because this is the best chance right now for Michigan or Ohio State to maybe win a playoff and maybe win college national championship. So for the conference, they don't want to mess that up. However, I think you handling it wrong the way you disciplining him. He's still gonna coach Big Ten championship game. Still gonna coach the playoff. So it's kind of like and that's why I feel like the punishment doesn't fit the crime to me because you blatantly see this guy in other uniforms and stuff, and then on the Michigan sideline. But is it a question? Is it a thing of everybody's doing it? That's why the punishment is not that bad. You feel what I'm saying? You might have just got caught, brother. I don't really know.
I mean, look, to an extent, everybody's doing it, but sending a cat out to what was it, the Central Michigan and Michigan State game, and he was on the field in a Central Michigan outfit. Now, here's the other thing. You've got to have, even the head coaches of these teams have to have a certain pass to even get on the field.
Now, wait a minute. I got to toot my own horn here, sir. And this is the game on a high school level. I was on a field at an ESPN covered game with our badge on. Didn't nobody stop me and say a word. Now, you just imagine. It's a different level, but he could have went and bought a hat from a concession area, got a shirt, and put on a field badge and walked on the field before the game started. We don't know how he got over there. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, just like you said again, The sign stealing has been going on for years. That's not an issue. But they're trying to blame Harbaugh and saying it's a culture that he didn't put in place. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, the guy wants to come out because under the investigation, that means they're going to try to use him as a scapegoat, or they knew this was coming down, or they was going to get caught, or it's monetary involved. Somebody ain't get what they wanted when they say they were going to get. Now we got to be, you know what I'm saying? We got to do whatever. Every year it's been questioned that Harbaugh is going to leave Michigan to go back to, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it's always been something. And that's the only relevant team besides Ohio State that we got to talk about in the Big Ten every year when it gets closer to what? The matchup. Ohio State, Michigan.
I still like Michigan.
Well, and especially this year, I feel that Ryan Day would be on the chopping block, switching to Ohio State. You know, because as an Ohio State coach, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, I'm gonna bring it up. It's kind of like Carolina Clemson. As either one of those coaches, your primary job is to beat that other team. You could lose every other game that season, you beat that other team. With Michigan and Ohio State, if you are the coach of Michigan, you have to beat Ohio State. If you're the coach of Ohio State, you have to beat Michigan. So it could be one of those things, as you just said, D. We know that, you know, out of that conference, they're the ones that are in the championship year after year.
Now, at the same time, to Detroit, my question will pose back to you. Do you think the Big Ten is going to admit to any evidence? This is a money grab. You got two prominent blue bloods of college football, Ohio State and Michigan. It'll be a blackout on the conference. Coming up to, they're going to almost be two teams can get into the championship thing again. They don't want to find nothing right now, because now what? What's going to happen? You can question every last one of them wins on Michigan's record. You know what I'm saying? And they will wait. They will wait, just like they did the basketball team, like we've seen the numerous others. 2 years down the road, now you want to take wins away. Now you want to take championships away and all that. So you got to be careful when you say, hey, they didn't find nothing. Did they find something? And they waiting to use this stuff. What's even crazy, it doesn't come out till after the season. Right?
Very true.
You know, you don't hear that or 2 years down the road, or let's back up. You remember when Pete Carroll left USC? Why did he leave USC? He had a golden goose out there. The Reggie Bush scandal was coming. He hightailed it out of there, got him a job in the NFL. Here comes Reggie Bush mess pops out. Every last one of these coaches, when they know this stuff is coming, they get the hell on to go to greener pastures.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what was the situation in baseball? The World Series where they were stealing the signs.
Same thing.
And they didn't come out that year. It didn't come out.
Baseball is notorious for every sport. I ain't gonna say just baseball. Yeah. Every sport is notorious if you can get, if you're doing your film study, if you're doing your whatever, basketball, you got players, like I said, certain things. Some of them don't like to get physical. You got baseball players, some pitchers, and they keep books on hitters. Hitters keep books on pitches for tendencies. When a guy is stealing bases, all this go on. You know what? Now wait just a minute, sir. We know all of them are getting paid. It ain't just the SEC. Don't do that. Don't do that. USC, don't you do that, sir. USC, and they've been paying players more money out there in the Pac-12 at USC than anybody there in California. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
You think they got money like that in Kentucky? Come on, Ron.
No,
Ron.
No. Vanderbilt, Kentucky.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still think going off of what you said, Kev, about the whole Ryan Day situation, if you let him go, who you gonna get? You see what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody out there really who, you know. So I feel like
Yes, yes. Yes. No, I want y'all to elaborate on this. That was terrible. I'm sorry, Kay, but it was
it's
terrible.
just a bit dramatic, but just like Kale, don't take this the wrong way. Just me as a black man seeing him on there crying like that in that situation. Like, why? What are you doing, brother? Just relax.
I don't think it's
You
wrong with
for
it.
Harbaugh, and I like Jim Harbaugh. Like I would like him as my Atlanta Falcons coach right now. But like just the over dramatic stuff, like you won the game, bro. It's not like it's your first game you coach. It was against Penn State, which everybody knew you was gonna win that game anyway. It was in Happy Valley. Cool. Everybody knew you was gonna win that game.
But do you think
like
with
it
all
was
the stuff,
over the top? I just feel like this is a little over the top with it.
do you think with all the stuff going on, he might have in his head felt like this was a way for him to prove that maybe he's gone out for other head coaching jobs and didn't get them. That's why he's sitting there where he was in Michigan. Do you think
Wait a
he
minute.
could have?
Hold on.
Now the
Hold
crying
on.
on the field, yeah, but the emotion getting to him could have just been like,
Wait though. The guy who coached the first 4 games wasn't crying and cutting up.
I thought that
They
was the
let,
same person.
no, that's not
nah,
the
it's a different
same.
guy,
Oh,
No,
different
that's
guy.
a whole different dude. That's why I was
okay.
like, what is going on here? What is going
Okay,
on
that
here?
explains it. So that was his
There
first
you
game
go.
winning and everything. Head coach.
And I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him, but
Nah.
you know,
Okay, I get
for
it now.
me to for me to see him up there crying, I was like, did this man pass? Did he, it was a little bit
Exactly.
excessive.
Like, what you doing,
I
bro?
mean, like everybody in the world knew you was gonna beat Penn State. Penn State had a hell of a defensive game going, but we knew Michigan was superior. And I mean, what we doing? What we
Well, but
doing?
hey,
I don't
Vincent,
understand.
Anything but cry, bro.
you got to remember though, Vincent, them first 4 games where Harbaugh was suspended, all the damn players came out there in the free Harbaugh shirts.
That's fine.
Hey,
That's
Vincent,
fine.
if they win a natty, yeah, you cry. But Penn State,
But what would have happened if they would have lost to Penn State? Buddy would have been on the chopping block, and they would have said, "Yo, this is why they need Harbaugh."
Well, no, they would have said this was they would have said no. They would have said this is the distraction that Harbaugh situation has caused this year. If they would have lost any one of them games, because look at the conversation. Yeah, what I'm saying, look at the conversation. Harbaugh ain't coaching the first 4 games. Harbaugh ain't this. They really been flying under the radar. We just waiting on Ohio State and Michigan. We don't be paying attention to them until Ohio State and Michigan play down in the South. Now y'all people up north might like that mess, but we ain't studying it down.
We don't give a shit.
We really, because we know what's gonna happen. Your ass gonna get steamrolled when you come down here. So I mean, it is what it is.
For sure.
Whew. All right. Now, some news out of the South here, switching to the SEC. Big Jimbo Fisher got his ass up out of there. But the man's still getting paid. I would love to not work a job and be getting paid $80 million just to not work there. Dog. Whew. Man. But you know what? And even going back to Skip, I remember Skip earlier in the season and even last season saying he ain't doing nothing over there. Get him up out of there. He had, so matter of fact, and I don't remember the number, Jimbo Fisher, his record after 3 years was the same as the record of the guy before him.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes.
So where does Texas A&M go from here, D?
First of all, if you look at his resume being a coordinator back at LSU with Nick Saban, he goes to Florida State. He basically tries to pump the AD down there to get Bobby Bowden, the late great Bobby Bowden, out of his coaching job, threatening him if he's not the head coach, they got to pay him this $1 million or whatever. You win with Bobby Bowden's players at Florida State, the only national championship that's under your resume. You couldn't sustain it. You tried to force their hand and make them build you some facilities down there in Florida State, which they weren't going to do. They might have some now, but they weren't going to do it. And you take your talents allegedly to Texas A&M. You had two, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, two top 5 recruiting classes. Never came to fruition of whatever you were trying to do. Whatever. I think personally, he's not a good college coach or a motivator. It was just a bunch of mouths. Some people are coordinators, some people are head coaches. You tried everything, and you went to a team that was part of another conference that was a mediocre team. They had won a national championship in almost 35, 1930? So what you thought you were doing? What you really thought you were doing? Yeah, they got money, but everybody don't want to play at A&M. It's a military type school that has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? To get these players in. Now you come to the big SEC, and now you got to play Alabama every year. The only quality win he got is that he beat Nick Saban.
His first year. That was 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'd love to get fired from a job and they give me $80 million. Where do I sign? Give me my money. I ain't got to coach nobody. I can get on TV. Now watch, he's gonna be on TV talking about something in a minute.
Oh yeah,
that's what they all do. But I feel for the players that this man came out and recruited. Now, is Bobby Petrino finna take over the reins in Texas A&M? His scoundrel ass. You had 2 scoundrels now on the stand. They scoundrels. But go ahead, Dave. And excuse me, hold on. Detroit, if y'all make it, you can get some of this because we know y'all history in the playoff. You're the same team. You know, y'all Michigan folks lost to TCU, and we had their heads beat by halftime.
Not just lost, got the doors blown off of them.
I'm gonna refrain from any trash talk, Detroit. Go Dogs.
You want me to? You want me to define?
Y'all make it, bro. Cool. We'll see you there, but I ain't gonna.
Two years ago, you got. Hold on, I'm sorry. 2 years ago, sir, you got a steamroller. You must have forgot about that. Y'all don't want none of this. Y'all really don't. Y'all best shot was y'all other team, Ohio State, and you know what happened. Y'all dropped the ball.
That a toss-up game.
Go ahead.
So I think the Weasel is about to take over the reins for Jimbo.
The Weasel.
The Weasel, yes. Y'all know me and Petrino do not have a good history now. You remember that? So I know why he went there, D. Texas. I know why he went to Texas. I know why he took that job, man. Because if you win in Texas, you get that whole state and some of Louisiana and some of Oklahoma is big if you winning there. Like now, Sarkisian's winning there, so he gonna get the bulk of that. You know what I'm saying? TCU gonna get his little, the little leftovers. But man, it's tough for Jimbo, man. Like you said, he really kind of overachieved at Florida State. He got him one. Jameis played a hell of a season that season.
Crab legs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think he's best as a coordinator, not as a head coach, because as a head coach, you have to do a lot more than just run the team and be, these are college kids. They still kids. So, you have to be relatable. You want them to play for you. And I think Jimbo wasn't getting the most out of the kids that he had. He always had some talent, not quite like Georgia with all the 4 and 5 stars. I think I looked it up. I mean, I think they showed it. Georgia got like 52 4 and 5 star kids. So, like I said, I know if he was winning in Texas, he would have been able to get those kids, have a better team. But when I knew they was doing when he hired the Weasel. When the Weasel was when he made the Weasel his OC, I was like, oh yeah, nah, it's about to be over with. But congrats to him on that 75 to 80 mil he getting for going away. I do think he'll get another job somewhere, preferably an OC to where he can fly a little more under the radar and not have to be as, on the scene. Because, just dating back, he says a lot of crazy stuff, had a lot of crazy views on stuff at ACC Media Days. He always want to start up a little fire, and then come the season, you don't do nothing.
He thought he was going to come in there and get another Johnny Manziel. He thought he was going to be able to get in there and,
Well, if you think about it, his quarterback is at Georgia Tech.
Yes, he is.
Playing well. The one
playing well at Georgia Tech.
Playing well. I mean, playing outstanding well football for Georgia Tech. So again, I agree with Abe, like Abe said. When Petrino came on the staff, I said, oh, this is dude. Somebody finna get fired. And the money, that lets you, they won the game. So both coaches get fired.
They put up 50.
Both coaches get fired. Jimbo get fired and Mississippi State coach get fired. You got to pay attention to that too. Because they'll do some undermining his ass be coaching Mississippi State, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because why would you? He's going to take 2 years off at the most. And he's going to be on somebody's staff. If not, back in Alabama with his daddy or somewhere around. I don't even think Nick going to mess with it, but Nick is known for going back and getting his folks when he wants to.
Now, do you think it could have been another factor of something we may not have heard of yet? Because I mean, you beat a team 51-10. It might be I don't really see you getting fired. I mean, 6-4, which ain't terrible. You know what I mean? It ain't good, but it ain't. You're not Vandy at 1-7 or 1-8, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, you boy.
So
it's a problem. It's a problem when they want you when the alumni, the money the people that invested this money into that university down there, and they want you in the conversation of Alabama, LSU, or Georgia. That means you on the interview process, you guarantee these folks I can beat Alabama on a consistent basis. We will be in the SEC championship. Brian Kelly done already made one appearance, and you ain't. Right or wrong, eh? Brian Kelly didn't went to the SEC championship. He didn't beat Alabama. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Been in the talks of winning big games. What big game outside of Alabama has Jimbo done won?
You're right.
Nothing.
You're right.
Don't think they're not looking at this as a whole when they go into these meetings. You stirred up the pot. You talking about stuff. Texas A&M ain't gonna out-recruit no LSU. I don't care what they do. You're not gonna out-recruit UGA, Alabama, even Tennessee, Florida. You might have, but you're not gonna out-recruit them. And then what's coming in? Texas is coming. Texas is Texas A&M's daddy. What it's been like every year.
Even Oklahoma.
So you finna fall 2 more notches down. You got Missouri better than Texas A&M. Really?
Hey, Missouri playing some football.
I agree, but I'm just saying that's what on a business level. That's what you're looking at. As we would say, the math don't math up.
The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. Well, fellas, we talked on this last week, but it was unofficial. Now it looks pretty damn official. But what, 3 out of the last 4 years, it's been Georgia, Alabama. Well, here we go again. The Tide is coming to Atlanta to take on them dogs. Now, I think Milroe has started to come into form a little bit.
For sure.
And I believe that Bama could beat Georgia in the SEC championship. But hang on, D, before you give me that look, I see your face is itching to look that way. Yeah, y'all still go through the playoffs. I mean, but it lets Alabama sneak in. You take down the top dog, and you know how these rankings go. They love Alabama, so they're gonna slip them up there to number 6 if they take down number 1, and they make it in. Yeah, and I know you know, Saban smells the blood in the water. He smells it. He's sniffing that top. He's sniffing that number 6 rank right now.
They have been flying under the radar for this whole year since that first loss. I didn't like how they treated Neil Holmes in the beginning of the season, trying to bench him and do whatever they was doing. That young man scares me as a Georgia defensive coordinator because he can run. We tend to have a little issues with mobile quarterbacks and folks running down the field free because we put in the back. But this defensive coordinator that Georgia has, all year he's been making adjustments in the game. And you might get him once, you might get him twice. Ole Miss. After that, they impose their will. Do we have the Jalen Carters and the Jordan Davises on the defensive line like we had in the past? No, we don't. But they play a whole defensive game with them rotating these players in and out. We start Milrose, we win the game. And Benedict Arnold, I want Benedict Arnold to get hurt. I really want to get his ass. Trey Burke, the wide receiver, number 3. I don't. I can't, because he disrespected us. He really did. I want to play with a top quarterback, and you can't even get 1,000 yards. Anyway, that's irrelevant. But this winner of this game, in my opinion, will win the national championship. I'm just being honest. That's my opinion. Go dog. We beat them. We get the belt. It's gonna be another. We're gonna make history. And Carson Beck playing lights out football. Quiet as it kept. He's getting comfortable, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know, D.
Don't you disrespect? Don't you do no disrespect?
Look. I'm just gonna say this.
Man, you know he a damn South Carolina fan, so he gonna be.
I'm just gonna say no. Look, if the damn, I'm an SEC guy. Okay, of course I'm
damn tell.
I'm a Gamecock.
He's gonna go.
But I'm an SEC guy.
He just told me. He just told me some bullshit.
I'm going by the fact that there's still some good teams that would be in the playoffs. I mean, look, Michigan, Ohio State, one of them is going to fall out after they play, but we know one of them will be in there. You also got to think about FSU. I don't think Washington can come. Washington doesn't have the defense to compete with SEC, so they'll get blowed out. But I really could see FSU being a problem for somebody.
Oh,
I think it'd be them dogs.
No, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So technically, if and only if Bama was to somehow, some way win this game, I still think that they will let a one-loss Georgia in. I think it'll be Washington, Florida State, Bama, and probably a one-loss Georgia. That's what I think. I feel like Michigan can swap with Washington. You may have Washington out, but I feel like a one-loss Georgia team to Bama should still get in. Now, you know, the playoff voters, they vote crazy, however they want to vote. They had us at damn 2 this week. You feel me? So,
back up to 1 now on both of them, on the coaches and the AP.
Hello. So, I don't know, man, but I'm like D said, I'm scared of Miro a little bit. I do like the way our defense fly around collectively, our skill. I don't see us losing big matchups on the outside with Bama skill. And I still feel like we're gonna be able to run the ball against them. And Beck makes enough plays. Beck will play a better game than Miro, and we win that SEC championship. If Miro outplays them, they may get it, But I feel like Beck been just steady ready all year. He flying under the radar on, one of the best teams in the nation. And I feel like that the more reps he getting better. Tennessee gonna be another good test this week at Tennessee. But just the way we playing with so much swagger and just the adjustments that our coaches are making, a series in and series out. I can't go against what we're doing right now. I can't even begin to second think it, not even a little bit. So, but definitely we go ahead and beat Bama. We'll be the 1 seed, and Bama will have their second loss, so they'll drop out completely, and that will leave the Michigan Ohio State winner, FSU, Washington.
Probably Washington if they go undefeated.
Yeah.
If they stay undefeated.
But we still got Washington, Oregon. Look like they're gonna have a rematch unless USC plays spoil. But I'm gonna go back to what you said about Carson Bennett. I know he got 2 national championships on his resume, and I'm talking about Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett used to make me more nervous than this kid does.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The guy hasn't turned without a tip, a drop pass tip on the kid running down the middle of the field in Saturday's game. He wasn't having an interception. The kid does not put the ball in harm's way. I can say that.
Nah.
And he's gotten better learning whatever the offense being called by Mike Bobo and whatever our mindset being real Georgia fans, run the ball. Dominate and run the ball. You ain't got to throw this ball around. We did see Brock Bowers back on the field, but he was more of a decoy, just getting him back to running around. They really didn't use him like that. And they ran the ball. They overpowered Ole Miss.
I kind of I feel like now we have gotten to a point where we can throw the ball, bro. We can go out there on 1st and 10. We can go out there on 2nd and 4. We can get a first down. We can throw it again. We can throw it 3 straight times. Number 84, McConkey. Bowers, of course, the other tight ends. The number 6 guy who dropped the pass, he did make up for it. So I feel like now our offense is kind of more balanced than it's been in a minute. I didn't feel like Stet can go out there and throw for 300, and we still run the ball effectively. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like it was gonna be kind of one or the other. Now that may be because we had a different OC back then, whatever the case may be. But I feel like this offense is way more balanced. We put up 600 yards of offense. He had 300 passing, and we had 200 plus rushing. Milton had 150, not even 10 carries. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like this is one of the most balanced offenses we done ever had, especially with the player Beck and the way we getting the ball to all our receivers. You feel what I'm saying? So go Dogs, man. But I feel like we're gonna knock Tennessee off, knock Tech off. I love y'all Tech. Knock Bama off, and we play outbound and get this natty again, baby. 3 people.
Now, do you think, on a coaching aspect, do you think they're playing toward the competition, meaning we can get physical with this team, or we got to get finesse with this team? Now, from this game we just see, because what the announcer Hershey said was Ole Miss defense could not out physical Georgia. They was gonna have to bend and don't break. When he said this on air, It's just like the physicality took over. And it was just like steamroll. Oh no. Y'all got your 14 points. We're gonna beat your ass for that. That's my question as a coach. Even in your genre, you know what you told me. If we run the damn ball, we're gonna beat the hell out of everybody. That's what you told me, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Well. I don't know if y'all saw the I think he was a Ole Miss player who had made a tweet, and he said, "I just don't see." And this was Saturday before the game. I just don't see a way that Georgia can beat us. And he had like O-line. He said they were better than Georgia in every position. And I think after Georgia's third possession, they realized that they had messed up. I mean, hell, the last time I had looked at the game, it was 28-14 when we were leaving dinner, and then we went to the tattoo shop, and I left there. I looked back at the score. It's got this damn 52 to 17 was the final? That was like, God. Anyways, yeah, and even the Georgia fans, y'all have both said.
I gotta ask you a question because we didn't put in the thing. How y'all feel about Lane Kiffin and his conversations with the defensive tackle young man in his office being recorded? Because I knew that was their downfall when again, they dropped this information out on folks at the darnest times. I mean, for real. You going into a big game. Georgia folks, did y'all get that information out for the game? Because I was like, oh, wow. Probably. And Lane Kiffin is a scoundrel also. He's a scoundrel. So,
Hey, go ahead. Go.
I mean, that's Lane Kiffin being Lane Kiffin, man. I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and say it. A lot of these coaches ain't said a lot of the wrong stuff to some of these kids. It's just a part of it. I do think he's always been a scoundrel, like you said, D. Bit of a little sneaky, little underhanded kind of guy, and that's just typical Lane, man. I ain't gonna be one to question the man character because I don't really know him, but he always have questionable stuff happens and questionable things said about him. So that's just Lane for you.
When it comes to Lane Kiffin, I'm gonna leave him aside because I'm gonna back what Abe just said. Well, I can't really question his character like that because I don't know the man. But I stayed quiet in the group chat on all that for a reason. Because me personally, I believe, yes, I know, mental health, that's the big thing right now. But I believe, especially in a sports setting, I think it's an excuse. I think it's an excuse to not deal with human emotions. I think maybe, and we don't know the whole story about, what the kid was going through or the fact that maybe he's a college kid and, he might have went out and partied the night before. And it was, I'm not, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't agree with calling the kid a pussy about it. Maybe, but at the same time, we don't know the full story. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. That's all I'm gonna leave it.
I agree with you. My question would be, why did you go in there and fear to turn on the recording conversation?
Well, in today's age, you got to cover your own ass.
I agree with that, but my thing is, have you been talking to these kids like that? Like we found out in the Northwestern ordeal, the guy was talking to the Latino kid, talking about you gonna go back and stay on what dirt floors and all this, and the guy was like, "We stay in the house." I don't know what you're talking about. So that's what I'm saying. We don't know. Some people I would say, and this is my own experience that I can speak on. Some of these kids use the words of mental illness as a way to get away with some shit. And I'm just my experience. Nobody else's. I can speak on it. And not taking accountability for their actions because this is the new thing now. Yeah. Oh, I got mental illness. Not saying that kid, I don't know what we got going on. We don't know. But it's just amazing. You got a mental illness issue going on, but you record this, and then we want $40 million.
That sound like Abe said earlier. Bitter baby mama.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? Yeah, again, we don't know everything going on, but hey, man, we got some good stuff coming up here in the next segment. But before we do that, we're gonna take some time out to hear from KJ's Mobile Auto Detail.
This episode of Last Take is brought to you by KJ's Mobile Auto Detailing LLC. Hit up KJ anytime. He has same-day appointments available, y'all. Y'all got to hit him up. Same-day rain guarantee. Memberships available. Disinfectant, sanitization services, wash, wax, carpet shampoo, claying, steam cleaning as well. Hit him up at 470-214-1423.
Ooh, hit him up. Oh, man. Oh, man. My apologies, folks. I did not have the sound bit ready. We got 1,000 sounds in this damn thing right here. There we go. He's shaking his head.
Everybody's waiting. Hey, everybody's waiting on this. Our listeners is waiting on this subject right there. Vincent Parker, Brother Kent, have at it, y'all. This is Coach A. I have nothing to say.
Well, man, first off, I feel like, and I said it last week, bro. Arthur Smith ass, he killing me. He has no rapport with the team. His offense is ass. He don't know how to get these quarterbacks ready to play. Now, granted, this is what I say. I would say that the first of all, we went about it totally backwards. The Falcons did, the organization did. You hired your head coach, and then you went and hired your GM. I feel like you should have hired your GM first and foremost and let him hire who he felt like was the best candidate for the job. You know, I feel like Arthur he's probably just better off as a coordinator. Well, he's lost the locker room. But now I will say this. Going to these past couple of games, even this game, he made a conscious effort to get the ball to Bijan. I think he had like 22 touches. Most of them with carries. He had a few catches. But at the end of the day, Heineke got hurt, and you had to revert back to Dez. And of course, he's shaky on some plays. He did have a rushing touchdown, but it's like, for me, I feel like it's not the groceries you have in the pot, it's the chef that's cooking the groceries. You know, I feel like he don't know how to get the best out of what you have. Now, and granted, Dez probably wouldn't even be that bad if he had a better quarterback coach to teach him what's going on, you know, and how to adjust and so whatever the NFL terms are. But I know D wanted me to speak a lot on it, but I'm not. I just feel like we need to get rid of Arthur Smith and let the chips fall where they may. At this point, I want to go on and lose out to get a top pick. I would like to draft. You know what I'm saying? I would like to get a QB draft. You may can get one. But at this point, we'll probably fight to win 2 or 3 more games and pick 13th, middle of the pack again. And
Falcons will finish 7-10.
Exactly. But I feel like we need to fire Arthur Smith over this bye week just to get a new voice, a fresh start in what we got going on, and then next year go into something better. Now why be enemy? Don't interview well at head coaches? I don't know. but he done interviewed two out of the last 3 years or something like that, and he ain't got not one head coaching job. And I know he interviewed here, but the way I'm seeing it now, Bieniemy would have been better. You understand? So I don't know where they're gonna go from here. I do probably think that Dez will come back in and play the rest of the season with Heineken hurting his hamstring. But Arthur Smith, man, you just gotta go.
Now, Abe, let me ask you this. So I said this to D backstage. The Falcons, you just said it, they probably gonna need to draft a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But the history of the Falcons, they're gonna falcon the draft.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna go in there, and I know I had to eat my words from this year where I said they didn't need to go get Bijan Robinson. He's been good for y'all.
Yeah.
But they ain't gonna come out there and go grab a top tier quarterback coming out of college. They're gonna wait till the second or third round to draft a quarterback. And Dez gonna be damn starting again next season.
And I mean, I could go a few different ways, man. I don't know when Kirk Cousins gonna be back. I'll take him until I draft me somebody. But I don't know what they're gonna do with the whole field situation. I don't really know about how that's gonna work. Chicago already got top picks already, I believe, from Carolina, if I'm mistaken. And they got Justin Fields. They don't need to draft a quarterback, but would they do that? Would they to get Caleb, or do they feel like Caleb is better for what they got going on? Maybe so, but I think we need to get a good veteran in here like Kirk Cousins or something like that, and draft you somebody, let them learn. You can let Dez be second, third string, whatever you want to do, but we need some more better quarterback play. Now, I thought Heineke would be a little better, but I feel like even with Dez or Heineke in there, it's Arthur. It's not neither one of them, because Heineke came and whooped our ass last year with Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So
with a sick Ron Rivera, might I add.
So I feel like it's Arthur, and he don't know how to get the best out of what we got. So I think they need to go on and let him go, man. Why we can I don't want to salvage this season. I just let it go.
D, where was Arthur Smith before he was with the Falcons?
The OC in Tennessee.
Yeah, he was in Tennessee. This is my gripe with this whole situation. Rich McKay still got his hands in the pot, I do believe. As A did state when Arthur Smith was hired, you hired him before you got your GM. Now, was Fondo a minority hire just to get the fan base on board? Or what we have here? Because I don't understand. We know they don't have no identity. You don't. And I'm going to say this, because I had this conversation with one of our classmates earlier. The scouting department needs to be fired. Team scouting department, whoever is going out scouting these players and whatever you're doing needs to be fired. We're bringing in Calais Campbell. Every time the Falcons go out and get these players, their career is long by, and you just giving them money for no reason. Calais Campbell, a hell of a player. But I'm just saying, his time is past. You turn around when you got the Dwight Freeney's in the world. Now I'm gonna go back in your draft. You go out and get your boy out of Clemson, that defensive end. He had 1 year out of how many? Maybe 5. You know who could have got drafted? Who got drafted after him? And you probably have a Super Bowl? Todd Gurley. That's a mistake. This is before Arthur Smith got here. Before Fondo got here. It's a culture that the Falcons had. You turn around now, we hear the church, oh, we need to go get Justin Fields. Justin Fields to be this, that, whatever. If anybody on the Falcons staff pull that deal with the Bears, somebody needs to be fired immediately, because you're going to have to give him some money, because he ain't going to be here for 1 year because he's on a rookie deal. You gonna give up Pitts? You got Pitts. What is he doing? Nothing. You now I didn't even watch the game. It was plain. Abe, you supposed to call me. Kev, you as a statistician because you learned it. Y'all didn't tell me BJ was back there returning punts. Nobody told me this was going on. You got your prized possession on offense returning punts because that lets me know you listening to the fan base and listening to the media. Oh, he ain't getting no touches.
No,
He
was back there because I returned the D offer hurt. That's why he was.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying. But you mean to tell me you ain't Scotty Miller couldn't receive a punt? I'm just asking.
Hey, the Titans had their punt man kicking field goals.
Hold on. Cordell Patterson can't catch a punt. He's been doing that his whole damn career.
He ain't the same Cordell, but yeah, he can.
I agree. But at the same time, this is what you're doing. And the resume that we put out, they lost to Sam Hurd, Will Levis, Charlie Villanueva, Josh Dobbs, and you just lost to Mighty Mouse. And you lost to Mighty Mouse, who ain't played all year.
I'll take Mighty Mouse.
Comes out. He was speculated to be here.
I'll take
you know
Mighty
Mouse. And the Cardinals, and you are handling
he got a top heavy deal, but I'll take him. You're gonna have to pay somebody eventually.
But he's on the contract though. You probably can restructure that.
This is first big deal, okay?
Yeah, Arthur Smith has lost the team. It's over. He's not media savvy. He has meter. He acts like he's the smartest man in the room. They just not executing the play. They just not. It's just not there. I'll take Harbaugh. I'll take the enemy. Just naming a couple of people. They got to get somebody here with an identity.
They're gonna get Jimbo.
They need a run. That
I'm done.
At this point, you should have kept Dan Quinn. It's a travesty, that beautiful stadium that you got down there.
Y'all getting rid of Dan Quinn was the biggest blessing that I ever got.
I'm just what I'm saying is, whatever. What I'm saying is, you haven't let a coach stay here, even if they have a losing. Mike Smith, the last one with a long tenure. You brought in Dan Quinn for the identity change. He got you to a Super Bowl. Mike Smith didn't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have no stability. It's embarrassing to the city of Atlanta that facility is down there. You put red and black seats in it to fool people like somebody's in there and they're not. I mean, look at
Atlanta United gets more wins down there.
We have argued about this. Everybody never had. I don't think I had this conversation with you. You had a Drew Brees retire. We know Tom Brady was on the way out, right? We knew the Carolina Panthers had no quarterback at all, so they was going to get a rookie. You need to get a Justin Fields, and you could have ran this division for the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
Everything was put in place for the Falcons to win that division.
Now, do you think it's also Justin got to the point he's a little see-down and he's just letting them run roughshod and spend his money? Because this makes no sense. Jalen Carter arguably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's sitting there.
I think that cornerback from Dallas is nice too. Is he a rookie, kid?
Which one? DeRon Bland?
26.
DeRon Bland? Nah, he's I think this is his second or third year.
Oh, okay.
But again, you have players sitting there. Now, Allen, no, you couldn't go out there. Well, you could have drafted Lamar. You correct.
Well, remember last season before Lamar got his deal, that was one of the things we kept saying was if Atlanta wanted to go out there and spend some money, they could have tried to make a bid for Lamar. But the Ravens.
They'll fools go. That's fool. I'm gonna say this in my opinion. It won't be another one of them quarterbacking like that here. Now, if they want to make some money, yes, you do. If you want the stands full as a business person, yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm just saying it. It is what it is. Kate Williams is not coming here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think it's the fact he's going to give up Pitts. And I'm telling you, I'll trade his ass. If the Bears want to give up that whatever, trade his ass up there with your first round pick. You got a first round pick. Go get Caleb if you want. He looks like the model quarterback that you want anyway. Go get him. Oh yeah, and you wasted a draft pick on Drake London. Can I get what do we get out of here?
It's a quarterback play, man. He's not bad. It's just QB play. He not
okay.
Well, we're gonna leave it at that, fellas. We're gonna leave it at that. Man, I thought this was the most entertaining game of the early window. Now, the Steelers Green Bay game was entertaining, but when it comes down to two actual teams that have a chance, man, Action Jackson barely. I mean, damn, just barely lost to Massage Just Touch It Watson. I'm telling you, I looked down at just touch it. I looked down at halftime and I said, you know what? And I'm glad I kept my mouth shut because I almost put in the group chat that Deshaun is a bust.
Damn.
But they pulled it out. Now, pick six did help to get it within a one-score game. But at the end of the day, Massage put the team on his back, and I'm sure they all went and hit the little Vietnamese spot.
Damn. You got some material on this one, then you care.
You see why I do that? You see why I do that?
Yeah, some material, boy. You've been laying on it all day, ain't you, Kill?
There you go.
He took the whole team out and said, you know what? Rubbing tugs for everybody. Man, this was an entertaining game. And it came down to the wire with the Browns kicking a walk-off field goal to win it 33-31, man. D, what you got?
Wait a minute. I'm glad I gave you this title early in the day. You went to work and you got your lyrics correct, sir. We must give
Good stuff, Kel. Good stuff, my man.
Sir. This is the title that was
laying on it.
Yes. Good job, sir.
That was
good job.
Like that, Kel.
Good job. You put everything together. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. Good job. Sir. Good job. This was why I picked games right here. I'm gonna say this: if Deshaun Watson plays half of what he was in Texas, this is a playoff-bound, division-winning type team. They can beat anybody because of that defense. Straight up. If Chevy was playing, this would have got a little uglier than what it was because they still mixing around, and Deshaun Watson is not all what Deshaun Watson left. But it seems like to me, Baltimore, for the last 2 years, Abe, has been finding ways to lose games when they're up by double-digit touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And it always happens at home. You can't point the finger at Lamar Jackson. You really can't. Because he's doing what he's supposed to do to win the football game. But, again, when they get in a dog fight and they punch him in the mouth, it's like, oh, shit. Oh, they thought they were going to lay down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is NFL football. This ain't college. Mm-hmm. You got to put them to sleep. And that's a rivalry game. So regardless, throw out the records, it was going to be a game. Lamar wanted to prove something because of that contract Deshaun Watson got. Deshaun Watson has arguably the best defense he's been around. He has skilled players at some of the skill positions, Barr and Chevy. What else? And he has a line. Because he's well protected. He just got to make the proper throws and what he needs. But to me, Baltimore find ways to lose games. Abe has got to stick with this pick because that's what he picked. And I'm going to turn it over to him. And that's another Harbaugh year. Coaching a team. Find a way to lose the damn game.
Well, real quick, Abe, before you go, Lamar and them this week they got the Bengals. They still got to go play the Jags, which, despite what we saw yesterday, ain't a terrible team. They got to play the Niners. They got to play the Dolphins, and I've even got some hope for the Steelers, and that's just because I say it all the time. I respect and like Mike Tomlin. I think we can all agree on that.
Sure.
So they still, I mean, Lamar and them still got a road ahead of them.
They do.
Excuse me. If I was the Falcons, I'll trade 2 picks and get Mike Tomlin as the head coach.
Oh, you know Tomlin ain't leaving the Steelers. I think Tomlin will retire as a Steeler.
That might be true, but if you want to make him, I would do that. Be personal. Go ahead.
Y'all stay out the F word. The F word tough right now.
You talk about this.
To my Falcons, Falcons, goddamn it. You made me say it. Yeah, man, you know I've been raving about Cleveland defense for about the past 2-3 weeks. Yes, the Ravens is my pick to go to the bowl, but Cleveland, that's a black and blue division of that. All 4 of them teams can possibly make the playoffs. Cincinnati is last in the division, and they just won 3-4 straight before
they lost yesterday.
Before this loss that they just took. So yeah, man, I think they'll play again, you know, in Baltimore. And you know who's to say Baltimore won't squeak one out. You feel what I'm saying? I do think that with no Chubb has been sort of a gift and a curse because you've been alive. I feel like with Chubb, they was a little too one-dimensional with what they had. I mean, they got Njoku, they got Cooper, they had drafted another young receiver. They got some other weapons on the outside that they can get it to. And I ain't saying that Nick Chubb, because he is like their best player on offense when he out there. But I just feel like they open it up more when he not out there, you know. So, but shouts out to Cleveland, man, on that great win. I think they 6-3, Baltimore 6-3. I feel like Pitt might be
6-3. Yep.
And Cincinnati 5-4. So that division up there is they battling, man, and everybody can make it, you know, because it's 3 wild cards. So, you know, Cincinnati keep messing around, they could be out. And they got one of the top 2 best quarterbacks in the league, I'd say.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
So you know, I'm sure Baltimore gonna want some get back. They got Cincy this week right here, another division game. They got on Thursday night actually. So you know, Cincy gonna be licking their wound from a loss. So that'll be a good competitive game as well. So in the case of Baltimore, you got to kind of pick yourself back up and keep going because you know you don't got many days to rest before here comes Joe Cool in here. Mad because they done lost. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I ain't gonna I still feel like Baltimore can make the Super Bowl, but it don't have to be them winning that division because it's so competitive. Cleveland can very well win it. Cincy can very well come back and win it. And you know, Pittsburgh's still looming, one of the best coached teams in the league. So, you know, we'll just see what happens, man. That black and blue division, they playing good up there. And it is, without a doubt, the best division in football.
Well, I'll say this. Cincy does have a tough road ahead of them as well. Of course, they got the Ravens Thursday, the Steelers, which we know division games are always tough.
Yes, sir.
Then they got the Jags. They'll beat the Colts. I think they'll beat the Vikings. Then they got the Steelers, Chiefs, and Browns to end it out. So it's going to get very interesting in that division to see who's going to take it. Mm-hmm. All right, fellas. Whew. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, I mean, we was supposed to win that game that way. How about them goddamn Cowboys? Man, let me tell you, I'm becoming a believer in C.J. Stroud, man. I remember sitting up here, shout out Skip, but I remember sitting up here and he said that, when we were talking about the draft and these quarterbacks coming out and whatnot, Skip said, man, CJ Stroud ain't going to do nothing in the NFL. Well, let me tell you, Skip, even though the record might not reflect it, CJ Stroud putting up some numbers out here.
They one game out of the division. I think they 5-4.
2,600 yards, 15 touchdown passes. I mean, the kid's playing some good ball. And especially on a team that won 2 games last year, wasn't it? 2-3 games? So for them to even be in the race, and even the games that they have lost, none of them were really blowouts besides the first game of the season against the Ravens. When they lost to the Ravens, 25-9. Then they lost to the Colts, 31-20. After that, they lost to the Falcons, 21-19. Then when they lost to the Panthers a couple of weeks ago, 15-13. So really, besides that one game at the beginning of the season, they've been right in it. And whenever they win, they win. They beat the Jags 37-17. Steelers 30-6. I mean,
it seems like to me that they winning the games they not supposed to win and losing the damn games that they supposed to win. And I think that just come with growing pains too. New coach, new QB. But they got a great foundation with Mr. Alabama on the defensive side of the ball, and the quarterback. They also got one of the receivers from Bama too, Michi. I think that's the one who they got. But yeah, man, they got a good young foundation, and it all starts with your quarterback and a good players coach, a guy who played in this league, who been around some good coaching, and so D'Amico gonna give him the game, and he know he gonna be more relatable to those players. So I definitely like what CJ doing. I definitely like what D'Amico doing, and they still on the battle to to win that division. I believe they're a game back with Jacksonville. They actually beat them, so they might just be a half a game. So he definitely on tap for offensive rookie of the year. He at the point where he can throw for 5,000 yards, which I don't think no rookie done ever did that. So kudos to him, man. Carolina, y'all muff that up. So
they'll see Jacksonville again in 2 weeks on the 26th. And they won the first meeting.
Yes, they did.
So, I think Jacksonville might have gotten a little rattled this week, as much as I hate to say it, because it was the Niners or the 17ers.
I think that they came in. They were desperate for that win. San Fran was getting out of the guy back.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. D, tell me about CJ.
When we discussed this last year during the college playoffs, and him playing against Georgia, the knock was that he hadn't played nobody all year, and then they went against arguably a NFL style defense with Georgia, and damn near 3 points away from 2 points away or whatever from winning that game with a missed field goal. He arguably was the best quarterback that Georgia had seen all year. And at that point, in my opinion, I was like, oh, this guy needs to be the number one quarterback. And it was because I was going off the size of the statue. And I said, well, he's NFL ready. A lot of people said, what? Ohio State, they don't have no quarterbacks. They don't have this. They don't have that. The guy is the real deal. He went the same reason Joe Burrow left up there. It's because of that kid that was coming. Right? Right or wrong? Ohio State, if everybody know what I'm talking about. As you see, when he scored, he did the Ohio State thing because they still know that Joe Burrow was there. What it was. He doesn't seem nervous. Hell of a kudos to job to D'Amico Ryan and his staff getting him game ready. Out of all the quarterbacks that came in, I felt like he was ready to play quarterback. Now they're gonna get some film on him eventually, and he's still adding weapons to their arsenal. He has a better offensive line and better skill players than Bryce Young, where he got drafted. We've seen that. He's in the division of player he's in. He's in a division again. We argue to say, who does he have to fight with? Goldilocks down there in Jacksonville. Richardson, who's hurt right now, up with the Colts. That's he gonna Will Levis. So we got young arms in this division that it looks like him in trouble will probably be whatever. We don't know what Jacksonville is gonna get. Now my question that I was gonna pose to Abe was, being that Justin Fields was the quarterback before him at Ohio State, CJ is now in the NFL. You consider CJ better than Justin Fields, or the situation that Justin Fields is in, the Bears haven't gave him the support that he needs, because he didn't start right away, if you remember. This is CJ's first time starting. He is his first quarterback. I think Justin Fields done had like 3 different coordinators, right? And no offensive line, but that's the question I was going to pose to you, Abe.
Kerry, you remember what I said? When I said bottom line, what did I say? CJ just down better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Justin Fields only put up 12, and circumstantial, but Justin Fields only put up 1,200 yards this season.
And it may be the system. Fields did call his coaches out or whatever he did. And you got to be good with these hires, man. You can't miss on these coaches. You have to make sure it's going to be the right fit for what you got going on. And that's what Houston has done. And that's what Jacksonville did. They got a Super Bowl winning coach, who's just removed from it a few years ago in there with them, and a young quarterback. And he was always an Andy Reid guy, so Doug Peterson was great for Sunshine. D'Amico Rhymes was great for CJ. Andy ain't quite found that chemistry yet. You see what I'm saying?
You know what? Anthony Richardson wasn't playing bad. I just think he never he'll understand it now, but he didn't understand the difference in college and NFL. These boys
his style of play his style of play won't allow him to have longevity.
He got concussed in like 3 games in a row. It felt like he got knocked out in one of them. And you might have been able to do that in college because not everybody is at the same level on every team. And y'all know, because y'all seen NFL players in person, those some big sons of bitches.
Definitely.
The NFL players are big, and I mean even the linemen. You look at an offensive lineman, it might say he's 350 pounds, 370 pounds, but besides a little bit of stomach, he's solid. He is a brick. And a defensive lineman, a linebacker, a 6'2" linebacker that's 250 solid muscle, you ain't gonna run that guy over like you maybe could have ran over some kid in college for some D2 school y'all were playing. So I think we'll see some good quarterback play out of Anthony Richardson if he decides to calm it down. And there ain't nothing wrong with running the ball every now and then, but you can't be Superman in every game. I'm reading this comment right now.
All right.
There we go. Well, real quick before we get into the picks from last week and this week, I just want to add that because D said it earlier, Dak Prescott is playing phenomenal football. 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns in the last 4 games. And CeeDee Lamb, I believe that's the wide receiver of the year right there. The first player to ever have, first wide receiver to ever have 10-plus catches and 150 yards in 3 consecutive games.
5 better, quick. 5 better.
Wait. The first
you want me to name you 5 better right now?
Nope, because I didn't ask for all
Wait
that.
a minute. Hold on.
Okay. You said the top though. I was just gonna give you mine.
Where is AJ
I
Brown?
said he was number one. I didn't say the top. I said he was number one.
Okay.
I don't need you to name me a top
There you
five.
go. There
Hey,
you go.
fellas, we really messed up last week.
I think you
We
picked,
really messed up. I don't know if you knew that, but we really messed up because we got all these damn picks wrong. Besides where me and Abe took the Seahawks over the Cobra Commanders, we got all these damn picks wrong, brother. D, we all had the Jags, we all had the Bengals, and we all had the Saints. Damn, we got to do a little bit better this week, man. Hey, D, what you got lined up for us? What you got? I know you've been thinking hard. Mr. Neal. Hey, what up, Mr. Neal? 1981, new member. What it do? Uh-oh.
I want to know how D gonna do this show next week when we got Eagles Chiefs Monday night. How he gonna do that?
He gonna sit there and cry while they show Taylor Swift.
Who?
You know Travis plays better with T Swift.
We can't see you, D.
Yeah, your screen's black again. But no, man. Hey. You know, Travis Kelce gonna go off if T Swizzle shows up.
Yeah, she gonna show up for that game.
Mm-hmm. Where is that game? I'm about to pull it up. It's in KC. I think either way it'll be a good game because Super Bowl rematch. You know. Thank you, Mr. Neal. Thank you. We appreciate you. Hit that follow button. Hit the like button. Wow. Yes, sir. He starred us. There we go. We appreciate it. Hey, man. Everybody else, y'all see how that comment showing up green right there? That means he's supporting us. We need the same support from all of y'all. Need you to hit them little scores down there. Don't cost you nothing but a little bit, a little piece of change, and you ain't even got to do nothing strange. All right, we got it.
That man crazy. Ready for the picks, D?
He's loading. Hey, there we go. Now we see you.
Son came in here and did something. I don't know. He did something. He just came here, he touched the screen, and all hell broke loose.
Yeah, what you got?
So we're gonna do the Thursday night game. Since we talked about it earlier, we got the Bengals and the Ravens. 5-4 Bengals versus the Ravens. 3.5 underdogs. We really don't mess with the Thursday night game because we have trash going on. But this is an interesting matchup. Baltimore by 3.5. What do we got?
I'm taking Joe Cool.
8. This is a good game for 8.
This will be a good game.
8.
Sense
I'm
against your Super Bowl pick.
I'm taking Cincy also in this game. I think they have a little more.
They're gonna be a little more desperate. I think.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We got who you got, Kim?
Oh, I said I'm taking Joe Cool.
Okay.
Big Bird. Bird Shiesty.
We got 6-3 under the radar. Steelers versus Browns at Cleveland. 3.5. 3.5.
Teams in the same division. That can shake stuff up.
3.5.
So, Abe, before you make the pick, here's what I'm going to say. All year, Steelers fans have been screaming, fire Matt Canada. Steelers fans feel they have no offense. I feel, as an outsider, Cleveland has no offense. So I think Cleveland has a great defense, and I feel that Pittsburgh has a pretty good defense. So it's going to be one of them low-scoring games.
Cleveland.
I'm taking the Browns also. This when they be You know, the Steelers like to play their theme song, take over your trap, ball your trap, take over
I,
your trap.
I trust Cleveland offense before I trust Pittsburgh's.
Yeah, we don't know what we might get. And you know, the Steelers are playing like the whole NFL is against them. So I'm going with Cleveland. What you go?
Vincent said, "Pay your cable bill."
The boy walked in here with it. I don't know, man. It's just what it does when it wants to.
He
I
don't
don't
let it
even
get
have,
to you,
I
my
don't even
boy.
have the Wi-Fi. I don't have the Wi-Fi on. I really
Don't
don't.
let it get to you, D.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
take the
bothers me.
Steelers. I'm gonna take the Steelers in that.
Okay.
Hey, okay, we did say the Philly and Kansas City. I'm going by Eagles, of course. Yeah.
Of course, of course. And that one's in KC, you said?
Yes, Monday night game. They got KC by 3.5.
Hmm.
Let me feel it.
You already know where I'm going. I'm on the
Of course
fucking
you.
Chiefs. I'm on the Chiefs bandwagon. Oh,
Now we got 3 games, right? This
yes,
is
sir.
very hard to call this, and we just going off points. Jets and Bills. We
Mm,
got a 4-5 Jet team versus a 5-4 Bills team that look like they in a dog fight with Sierra them tonight. And
Sierra.
what we got going on here? Um,
honestly,
six and a
D,
half, 6.5 favorite for the Bills, but you again,
scrap
this
that.
you
Scrap
don't
that.
want that. Oh, no.
Scrap that. I'd rather take either the Cardinals and the if we're gonna do some stuff like that, I'd rather do the Cardinals and Texans or the Raiders and the Dolphins.
I was
Because
gonna pick.
the Raiders are 2-0 ever since they owner cut that little bowl cut off his damn head. They get some good luck.
Well, I was gonna bring that up, but they got Miami by 11.5. That's a
Me
big
Dolphin.
margin.
Me Dolphin.
Yeah,
Raiders can't do that.
yeah, they can't do nothing with that. They can't, Kev, they can't do nothing with that. And you starting a rookie quarterback in O'Donnell without Zach Wilson doing Zach Wilson stuff. Do they win that game?
Mm-mm.
No, no.
Ugh, I just can't do a whole lot with the Jets, man. I don't see it. I think it's gonna be another 9-6 ending.
Sierra out there throwing that thing though. For real, what? You
Well,
playing?
they got the Vikings on Sunday.
Cool.
See,
Broncos.
Broncos versus Vikings. That's gonna be an interesting game. One
That's
and
a
a
point
half.
and a half. Mm-hmm.
It's just an interesting game. Look how Dobbs is playing versus where he was in the Broncos. It'll change if Denver wins this game tonight.
Yeah. So which one y'all gonna go with?
Which one you want, Kev?
Abe, I'm gonna let you call it.
Uh, we can do the Bronco game.
Okay, Broncos Vikings. We got 1.5. I'm going to take and to be honest with you, you know the Vikings are 6-4. They are a playoff bound team. I'm
What that
going to
game
take
at?
them in
It's
in
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 Minnesota.
uh in Minnesota. No, it's in Denver. And it's an 8:20 game, so it's a Sunday night game.
Give me
No,
Denver.
it's Sunday night game. You taking Denver?
Yeah.
What you got, kid?
Elements.
I'm taking the Vikings. What you mean elements? It's cold as shit in Minnesota.
I
No,
ain't,
they playing in Denver.
I ain't playing in no damn Minnesota. Don't play outside.
They they playing in Denver and that mile high stuff and all that. Yeah,
Altitude's different.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Denver gonna pull this out. The
Who?
job, the Dobbs train will stop. They have a little better defense than what he's been seeing, and we will, and the way
Do they
Denver's
get,
playing
do they
tonight,
get, do they get JJ back this game?
possibly,
I think they said he out.
possibly.
Falcons on a bye this week. We can't take them against nobody.
Leave them alone, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, kid.
Let's go back to college then. Let's go back to college, D. Let's go back to college.
Well, shit, we got Kentucky. I'll take us over Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Give me Kentucky. The hell?
Put the dove on it. You put the dove on it, Abe.
Oh shit! Hey, listen though. Listen, I got one thing. I got a chance to watch some good high school football over the weekend. My daughter school, North Atlanta, she's in the band. Usually when I go to these games, I watch the game. Of course, so I've been to a lot of North Atlanta games, but I'm also watching my daughter perform as well because she do it in the stands and on the field. But this particular last Friday, I really got to watching because North Atlanta, it was down 7-0 when I got there. It kept going back and forth. Long story short, the score ended up being 45-35. The other team won, but the other team was Houston County, and they have a QB, sir, Antoine Hill Jr., who's a 4-star. He's 6'5", and I'm talking about. I know he had 400 yards passing in that game, so I just want to shout out to him. He's a junior, and he's a Colorado commit. So I just want to shout out to him. I don't know if he's watching or not, but hey man, you played a hell of a game, man. I know you got a bright future. Just keep your head on straight, man. I love what you're doing, and just from seeing you in the 11th grade, I'm a fan, bro. So if you somehow, some way see this, I love what you're doing. Keep your head on straight, and sky's the limit.
I heard the kid get interviewed. He sounded very poised when they talked to him.
He played real poised.
When they talked to him after the game, and they said they had a chip on his shoulder because I guess they played North Atlanta last year, and North Atlanta beat them or something. But the kid looked very well under the lights. He will be on the front page of some of the Atlanta papers next year. However far he goes, he's a dangerous threat at the quarterback position. And we're gonna get into. I'm gonna try to see if we get in touch with Coach Barr so we get him back in, because around Georgia, this is the time where the pretenders and whatever, we need to get these guys in here and talk about some of this high school playoff football in Georgia, because it's very big. It's very big.
And also, shouts out to my Hilton Route King. His son Deuce got his first collegiate touchdown at Wake Forest this past Saturday. Congrats, my boy. Many more to come.
And his high school team, he coaches blowed out their first opponent I seen in the first round. Mays High beat somebody, but in the troubling season they had going on, they still persevered. With shouts out to those players and making it to the playoffs, winning their first round of playoffs. The Astros got put out, by the way, but that's neither here.
So right now, and I don't know how many games are left in this high school season, but just to update, Carrollton will play Valdosta. Carrollton 10-1, haven't lost since that opening game against Lakes and Hughes. Goes up against the 8-3 Valdosta at home.
And Juju broke a record. He broke a record this past
7 touchdowns in one game.
Yeah, shouts out to that kid. And guess what? He's going back to visit Georgia again. Ooh. Ooh.
Does he go there though with Raiola going there?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Raiola in the 12th, he in the 10th. So Raiola will be a junior when he comes in.
Watch this. I don't think Raiola is going to stay, sir. He's not as advertised, in my opinion, is what they say. That's me. I think we've seen the best two quarterbacks in Georgia in person when we was at that game. The kid that just played that you just talking about, hell of a kid, but I think we've seen the best two play against each other. My opinion.
Fellas, we done with the picks. We got all our picks. We got 4 games on the schedule. We got them all.
Okay. I mean,
no problem. All right, all right. Well, as we said, the Eagles and the Chiefs, that'll be a great game. Rematch of the Super Bowl. We taking on the Cowboys, taking on the Panthers. The Falcons are going to try not to lose to the bye week this week. Who knows what might come out of that? Maybe y'all will have a new interim head coach by the end of it. If Mr. Blank is listening to the fans, which I was gonna say it don't seem like they ever do. I got a funny story for y'all. When we get off, I can't tell the story on air. But real quick, we're gonna hear from Too Fresh Transportation before we do our last taste.
Are you and your friends or family looking to have a good time? Come experience Too Fresh Transportation. They offer multiple luxurious vehicles to choose from that are super clean and COVID sanitized. With all vehicles having a wide range of seating space, a custom bar with a hookah, and an Apple and Google TV, a PlayStation 5, a removable dance pole, and a custom stereo. So remember, next time you book a ride, book Too Fresh, because Too Fresh is above the rest.
Oh, yes, you heard it. Too Fresh is above the rest. Dirty D, man, kick us off with these last takes.
Thank everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Everyone, whatever support you give. Again, if it's something subject matter that you want us to discuss, y'all want to come on the show, y'all want me to do anything y'all ask, just hit me up, man. Let me know. Coach Hayes is an open book. I really appreciate him. I appreciate Kel with the lyrics today on the show with the hot takes and things of that nature. Shout outs to the kids out here in the high school world that's playing playoffs and the little leaguers, because I see, hey man, hey, y'all got a bunch of mess going on. That stuff is comic relief with little heads on. It's very entertaining, y'all. Very entertaining. We got to get back out to some of the games which y'all got going on the ones here. And again, appreciate everyone. We really do. Hit the like button, share the shows, man. And again, we are open book. We're not just, all about us. You can talk to us about anything, answer any question you might ask, challenge me, challenge A, challenge Kev, or whatever the case may be. Hey, you can come on the show. Mr. Big Ten fan, wherever you went, come on, show.
Detroit. There we go.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in once again. I'm really having fun, a lot of fun doing this. It's been just a passion of mine. Just going back from way when I went to college, I was a journalism major, wanted to do sportscasting. So, it really just is a treat just talk sports to y'all with some guys who know it as well. But yeah, man, as D said, man, it's playoff and championship time for a lot of these little league, middle school and high school teams. The weather change up a bit in Georgia, it get cold. So, a lot of the stuff you did in the fall, you may not do and when it get close to winter. But congrats to everybody out there working hard to get to a championship or playing the championship game and hopefully win that championship. Shouts out to all the coaches, everybody working hard and trying to finish the drill. And as like I said, Little League is coming this season, coming to an end. Probably got about 3 more weeks left before we go to national. And after that, it's on to the next season. So I hope a lot of these kids, got better, learned a lot. Same with the coaches, same with the parents on how to go about your, child's little league, middle school, high school career on next season. Help them get better, get that training, do whatever you need to do to get them better. Thank y'all.
I ain't got too much. Abe, I want my 20. I want my dub. That's all I got. Fellas, man, I appreciate you two for coming out here every week and doing this with me. I don't think we'd be able to do this if it wasn't this group right here. Hey man, we'll be back same time, same place. next week. But until then, keep your beer cold and your wings lemon pepper, baby. Yeah.